Just when you thought NIKOCADO Avocado couldn't get any crazier, well, you were wrong.
A fish!
Over the years, Nick has worried fans as people feel like he was all about the money and prioritized that over his health. And I mean, he's not shying away from the fact that that's a real fact, especially in the new video series that he's been doing with a YouTuber named Caleb.
You might as well give this to me now.
Okay. It's years in the making. Years in the making. There should be 55 $20 bills there. That's $1,100. I can't count that much. Okay.
Caleb is Oompaville on YouTube, and he told Nick that he would pay him a lot of money and fly him out if Nick would make videos with him. Nick took the deal and paid Caleb a visit, and over the last week, the two of them have made several videos together documenting this money bag trip.
I don't know what's going on. It's like a video, like a NIKOCADO avocado video in literally real life. He's off-roading.
Oh my God.
Caleb ended up making several videos on his YouTube channel that reached millions of views, where he's showing Nick arriving at his house, them hanging out, him making Nick do crazy things, and them sitting down to do an interview. This is something that Ethan Klein wanted to do a while back with Nick on H3, but they couldn't come to an agreement. It was a whole drama of them going back and forth because Ethan claimed Nick was demanding to be paid too much, and he had a bunch of other requests as well, and Nick didn't want that information to be aired out online, and he also didn't like a lot of the things that Ethan had recently said about him at the time, so Nick didn't end up getting on his flight and coming to meet Ethan. Ethan lost out on money because he couldn't get refunded for that plane ticket, and people felt like that made Nick look very bad, but he didn't care. He wasn't going. He didn't feel comfortable going, and that's what he said. They did end up making up, but no collab has been planned for the future. And it kind of seems like that whole idea of them getting together might have actually inspired Caleb to maybe possibly reach out to Nick and get his needs met in order to make a video together, because this wasn't some normal collab. They weren't going to be in the same city and meet up and just film a little mukbang. He wanted to do an investigative series. He wanted to meet Nick. He wanted to experience Nick. He wanted to immerse himself in the whole experience. Caleb honestly must have offered a lot of money because he made multiple videos, like I said, with Nick, and it seemed like he really wanted to experience Nick as Nick the character, and that was a big reason why Ethan and Nick were not getting along, because Ethan really wanted Nick to come on H3 and be interviewed as himself and not this character that he puts on, and I just don't think that Nick was comfortable doing that. And in this situation, it seemed like Caleb was all for it, as long as they could get some content made together, and content is what they did. So in their first video together titled "It's Your Fault," Caleb is introducing this whole idea that he had to invite Nick to his house, and they oddly seem to be the perfect pair. Caleb is extremely chill in these videos, and he is just embracing everything that Nick is throwing his way. And Nick is obviously being his very dramatic self as usual, and Caleb somehow manages to get him to sit down for an interview, and he's kind of asking some hard-hitting questions here. Like, he asked Nick why he decided to not be a vegan anymore.
When did you change your outlook on veganism? Because you were vegan for a long time.
A long time.
And what caused you to not be vegan? Because you're kind of the opposite now. I don't want to be rude.
Well, my health was spiraling out of control. I couldn't tie my shoes. I would get winded and out of breath. I couldn't go up the stairs. I was really low in iron and zinc and calcium. I couldn't absorb any of my nutrients.
He also asked Nick about his break that he took earlier this year. Because if you guys remember, Nick took about a month off of YouTube at one point this year, and people were very nervous something very bad happened to him, because Nick has always tried to post daily for so long, and for him to not post for a whole month without any notice was extremely worrisome to a lot of people, and he hadn't really addressed it. And so Caleb was trying to get those answers, and he said that he just needed some me time.
What do you have to say to all the channels that immediately thought you died when you took a break in July? And what did you do over your break?
I just need some me time. Me, 1, 2, 3, and me. You know, I just need a little recharge. I didn't feel like talking to nobody.
and then asked Nick about his outrageous clickbait, since he's been called out for the extremeness of it, and Nick defends it by saying it isn't actually clickbait at all.
Your next video topic, right? Like, oh, he's gonna be disabled, and then you tie that in.
I am disabled.
Right, and then that's what I'm saying there. What's the next? Is it death, do you think? Really?
I don't know. I don't clickbait. Did I break my rib? Yeah. Do I have diabetes? Yeah. Did I get a hernia? Yeah. Can I barely bend over and tie my shoes? Yeah. Do I need help going on the toilet? Yes. There's nothing clickbait about me. My husband beats me? Yes. I don't even want to know. I stopped being vegan? Yeah. I worry about my nutrients sometimes? Yeah. What's clickbaited?
True. Okay.
And truly, I don't know how Caleb managed to not just bust out laughing during some of the points of this interview.
Those users! Those users!
That is anger.
Nick manages to stay in character most of the time throughout this video. I mean, we're used to seeing him put on this very dramatic act where he's throwing tantrums, and he isn't shy about farting or using the bathroom on camera mid-meal. But every now and then, he does kind of break character in his videos and get real with people, especially if he's doing like a Q&A. I do feel like those videos have been less frequent, but this video, people were really trying to point out and find the times that Caleb was able to get Nick to crack his character. And there were so many people in the comments that were like, it was this time, he cracked here, here, and here.
Sometimes I take my finger and I press my belly button, and I just...
It's because no one touches you.
Karen, her name is Karen.
Her name's Karen. Mm-hmm. How do you even know her name? That's weird.
She's my aunt. Are you aware that I am autistic?
That...
It was definitely like a little game for people in the comments, and I think both of them tried to get each other to crack. Honestly, I think Nick was trying to make Caleb laugh, and Caleb was trying to get Nick to break character. And a lot of people feel like these two actually had a lot of fun hanging out, even when the cameras weren't filming, and Nick was truly himself. Just based on the few times that he did break character, people feel like he genuinely had a good time. Caleb later posted 2 more videos. One was titled, "I Barely Made It Out Alive," where the two of them did a mukbang together and ate fire noodles, and they also did another video titled, "I Forced Him to Watch TikTok." And you can tell in this video that Nick was definitely comfortable around Caleb at this point, and they were genuinely being real and having a good time together. He wasn't really in character for too much of it, and people loved it.
You look like you just ate some shit. That's some good shit,
That's what my scooter looks like right now.
Yeah.
Nick ended up posting a video on his own channel with Caleb where Caleb agreed to pay Nick $10,000 if he could finish all of the talkies in front of him in a set amount of time. And when I say Nick went crazy mode, he went crazy mode on these talkies.
It's 10 minutes. And if I can finish all of the food in 10 minutes, I get $10,000 from you.
True. And go.
You're really gonna eat him in water like that?
And it was a sight to see just how invested he was to getting the bag.
It's pretty good.
He was trying to rack up Caleb's bill, that is for sure, but I will say that Caleb paying Nick all this money has surely benefited him a ton. Like I said, these videos got millions of views, and people have just been so fascinated to see this other side of Nick where he's not in the same setting as usual, which is his home. People were just loving it, commenting things like, "Don't get it twisted. These two know what they're doing and they're comedic geniuses." The fact that Caleb and Nick are unironically a great and entertaining duo makes me question my existence. Why am I loving both of them together? They need to do a whole series together. Maybe not eating, but they definitely need to be doing YouTube together. I love how Nick's chaotic energy mixed with Caleb's flat expression makes it seem like Dwight and Jim from The Office. Honestly, this collaboration is so wholesome. And I honestly will say the whole thing was very entertaining to watch. I mean, they really did that for money and made sure it was gonna pay off. I think they also developed a nice friendship, and I feel like after how profitable it was for both of them to do this collab, they will probably be doing it again in the future, and people are literally requesting it too. It's really changed people's views on Nick as well, and people really seem to actually like him now and they think he's funny, especially with Caleb. I mean, people were saying things at the end of like all the videos that Caleb has posted saying, this series has single-handedly improved Nick's reputation in a matter of days. It's insane. People went from dunking on this man to being incredibly positive towards him. It's wild. Nick is so funny when he's out of character. He genuinely seems super chill. He's a great actor. I never thought I'd actually gained this much respect for Nico. It's crazy how he was originally not liked by Caleb's audience, and now they actually like him and are requesting to see him more. This whole thing has just been so random, and I just can't believe it. I mean, these videos were crazy, and I need to know if you guys have been watching them and if you guys have been paying attention to this little series and what you guys think about these two making videos together, and the fact that, you know, Nick will do some crazy things for money. He will go and meet up with strangers if he is going to get a nice check. Luckily it paid off, but crazy. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.